Lincoln. Okay, here's the garden. It is late May 2022 and I have been working super hard getting this garden in. I'll show you my garden cart. This was a Mother's Day gift. Usually Lincoln rides in it. I've got a lot of tools in here. If you guys want to see what I like to keep on hand, I have my garden gloves. This is a really long measuring tape, 100 feet. And this is the seating square. I bought that locally, but they sell those online, and I've used it a lot this first year I've had it. Used it a lot already. T-post pounder, a 2-foot level, which I use for spacing sometimes. New plants that I picked up today. And sometimes I bring out fertilizers, blood meal, bone meal. This is a list of all the seeds that I have. My garden journal, different rope, twine, pruning shears, just basic stuff. Okay, so that's kind of what I like to carry with me. And so I thought I'd show you, starting at this corner, what I have in the garden. So this is a peach tree. It's the one and only. We're trying to stay on top of the weeds and they're already getting ahead of us. So these are brand new black crayons, and there's some garlic in here, there's some brassicas in here, there's a little bit of everything in here. Okay, I got distracted. So the wooden beds over here were put in last year, and so this is actually, this little one here is my mushroom bed. It's got wine cap mushrooms, and I've already had a harvest this year. The last few days I've had a little harvest of wine cap mushrooms. There aren't any right now that I can see. I think I've picked them all, but yeah, I put that in last year and it did really well. So here we've got garlic that I planted in the fall, and then in between is carrots, and then where the cattle panel is, there's some peas. This bed this year I've dedicated to herbs, and I can plant herbs anywhere I want, but I wanted one place where if, you know, I want some herbs for dinner or something, I can just go straight to the herb bed and get everything that I need. So with the exception of the spinach that I saved from seed last year, and that was so easy to do, I'm definitely doing that again. So this is supposed to be some bunching onion. There's one little baby sage. The parsley for some reason did not come up. Cilantro and dill, 2 different types. I accidentally dumped the package, and you can see where that happened. So that's why it's crazy like that. These are like baby spinach. It's really good. I let some go to seed and then just picked the whole plant after they had dried, and all I did was just made a little furrow, planted baby spinach. So kind of like right here I put some basil seeds. They haven't come up yet. This just is open, ready for something new. And then here we've got oregano. I started from seed last year. Did okay last year. It's doing great this year. In the back is lemon balm. Make tea with that all the time. It's so good. And this is German chamomile or chamomile. And there's a new one, mandarina lemon balm. And none of the seeds have come up yet. I might have to start it in a tray and then plant it out, because I've tried twice and the seeds don't seem to want to come up. So over here I've got mostly potatoes, but in between I've got some radish, just because they'll grow so quickly that you can pick them. But I've already picked a ton of little French breakfast radish. So these are saved banana fingering potatoes that I grew last year, saved over winter, stored in my garage, and then planted. And they are doing really, really good. Although I do have to probably top them with some soil or some, I might take some of my hay bale mulch hay bale, because banana fingering are really prone to getting green spots and coming right up to the top of the soil. This is an onion spot. It's not doing so great. I started those from seeds. And these are some more potatoes. They may be Gold Rush or Satina. I can't remember exactly. These are red chieftains and all blue. And then we're back over here. So I've got, I think these are going to be dry beans pole beans that are going to grow all the way up my trellis. And I think this is a German brand of dry bean that I'm trying for the first time. More garlic. It's a soft neck variety. I've grown it for years. I love it. It's really hardy here in Vermont. Zone 4. These are some onions that I started from seed. Also did not do amazing. I don't know what it is with me and onions. So let's see. All my potatoes, lots and lots of potatoes. Which is going to be so good for storing over the fall. So this bed is beets, and I did that seeding square. They came out pretty good. There's some bare spots though. So here I think these are going to be green beans, and I might have done Scarlet Emperor beans at the end with the really pretty scarlet beans. Peas on this side. So the peas are only going to go to like 3 feet-ish. And the green beans I planted on the west side are going to grow up and over. So each trellis I have 3. Three. Each of the trellises will be covered with green beans. So this is my carrot bed. I seeded them with the seeding square pretty closely, and it came up decent. There are a couple bare spots too, but it should be pretty good carrot harvest. There's a, what is it, a lamb's quarter? Whatever that is, it's a weed. I'm learning there's some edible weeds, but I don't know everything yet. So this bed is a mix, and this is really cool. I've got some stuff I've never grown it before here. So kohlrabi I've never grown before. But this is salsify, and it's this interesting root. Not like a carrot, but it's an old kind of timey root that people used to eat. It's not that common. I've never seen it for sale, even at like, markets or farmers markets, or if I did, I wouldn't know what it was. It's so very cool and neat, kind of a brown root. I'm gonna try that for the first time. Rutabaga, growing that for the first time. I like turnip. I've never been a huge rutabaga fan, but I'm gonna try. This is winter romaine. Okay, this is the cool thing. This is black chickpeas or garbanzo beans. Thought that was so cool. They look so cute too. They kind of look tropical. This is early wonder beets, and then I had a couple broccoli. One died, one lived. I planted some more, so it looks like the baby broccoli seeds just sprouted. Over here we've got onions from little bulbs, red onions. I wasn't going to do that. I was going to grow it all from seed, but my seeds didn't do that great, as you saw. So this is just a mix of bush beans, green beans. I want to do some canning. But then right here is Native American tapiary bean. It's like Sacanton brown. It's going to be my first time trying Native American beans, and they're supposedly they're better for people with like diabetes or insulin sensitivity. So I'm so excited to see what these look like and how they grow. Pretty cool. Real Native American saved seed. So cool to have in my garden. And okay, over here, this is almost the whole garden was started by seed by myself this year. There's only a few exceptions, like these onion bulbs. So these 3 are Rosita eggplants, and those are from Baker Creek. And in the back, I've got cherry tomatoes all along the back. So these three, I think, are like little red cherries. And then there's a mix. There's like yellow, white, a teeny tiny Matt's Wild red, Galena's cherry. So, and then ping tongue eggplants, which are my favorite. Okay, over here I've got a whole bed of pepper plants. Oh, there's my German chamomile. It volunteered this year. I actually gave some away. I will make tea with that, maybe some jelly actually. That'll be cool. So my pepper plants, I planted this side a little close. We'll see. This side I planted a little better spacing. And there's a polar bear zinnia right there. So this is a mix of stuffing peppers, bell peppers, hot peppers. There's jalapeno, lemon jalapeno, sheep's nose, fryer peppers, shishitos, Amish stuffing, albino bull nose, lisa, sweet pepper. I think that's from Ukraine. It's pretty cool. Okay, this is new. I just put this in this year. Oh yeah, I put in these mounds this year as well. Sorry about the weed eating. Alright, I had to stop and get my garden helper and let Daddy do some weed eating. He's a little further away now, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I meant to mention I got grapes today, and I have to figure out how to build a trellis for them now. But I'm so excited. I remember having grapes when I was a little girl at my grandparents' house. So over here I've got corn. This is sweet corn. Lincoln. Over here I've got sweet corn and some Dyer's sunflowers, and then some mammoth, Mongolian giants, titans, and quinoa, amaranth, and some other random stuff I put at the back, but mostly corn. Oh, and there's some calico, or the black and white kind of cow looking beans. I forget what they're called, but mostly sweet corn over here. This is new this year. This new bed has asparagus that I started from seed. They won't be fruitful for a while. What are you doing? And then these are poppies that produce bread seed. And this is Cosmos or Zinnia. I want to say... Oh no, it's Calendula. Calendula. And this is Rosinia, the Dyer's one. So I have, you can't see it, but I have seeds that are weld, and indigo for dyeing. And then I've got newly planted okra, two different kinds, like an orange one, and then one that my friend Carrie gifted me a couple years ago, just a regular, like seedless, or not seedless, but stringless kind. And then little bitty baby alpine strawberry seeds, and I kind of planted some of those at the edge over there. So this is an apple tree I planted last year. This is an elderberry that I picked up today to replace one that I killed last year. Oops. I just didn't get it planted, and it didn't overwinter very well. This is a brand new Shiro plum we planted. We went to Champlain Orchards and got more trees. We did these bigger trees we got last year, and we got 3 new trees this year too from Champlain Orchards. This is an elderberry as well. I forget what the variety is, but I know it's not Adams. So this one and the Adams over here will pollinate each other, or cross-pollinate, and we will have elderberries. So Shiro plum, that's new. Okay, so over here, these are brand new long beds that I put between the fruit trees. So most of these are apples on this side, except for that Shiro plum right there. So this section is slicing tomatoes, and then right here I've got a mix of tomatoes and peppers going all the way down. So on the right is a few more cherry tomatoes, and then the whole rest of the line is paste tomatoes for canning. And in the front is all pepper plants. Are you playing? You're playing with the new... Yeah. Are those grapes we're gonna plant? Wow. These are a few different types of watermelon, and I'm just gonna train them to grow everywhere here in this mulch area. There's a lot of mulch here, and I'll just step around them. So this is an apple tree. Lots and lots and lots of peppers and paste tomatoes. Brand new bed that we just put in today. And then as we come down, the slicer tomatoes stop. And then we've got pickling cucumbers, and then those new type of cucumbers, like the bet alpha, I don't know how you say it, and Middle East Peace, and National Pickling. There's a white pickling one, a baby pickling one. So I've got a couple different cucumbers. We got new chickens, and they're going crazy because my husband has the weed eater. So I just made these new beds. This is going to be a mound for squash or pumpkins. And I'll just train it to go through all of the bedding, the hay that I put down. So at the end of this cucumber trellis, this is just a cattle panel trellis that we put up with T-posts, and I'm going to weave the cucumbers through it. All of these tall trees are, for the most part, apples till we get towards the end. I think I have 5 apple trees. So this area right here, after the cucumbers, is corn. Another sweet corn. I decided I wanted more sweet corn. I wasn't going to plant sweet corn, and now I have 2 varieties. So this is summer squash. There's one here, and I'm going to grow them vertically in these tomato cages. This will be my first time trying that. So different varieties. The ones that look like little yellow flowers, the flat long one, flat kind of patty pan kind of ones, and I think there's a round zucchini, nice and round, and then like a light gray one. I forget what it's called. So what are you doing? You walking? Hey! He's playing with my new plants. Okay, this area has not been finished. This is kind of under construction. We put a lot of the extra hay from that bale. Oh, this is so cool. I built a hexagon planter, although I think I need to do another layer. So you just cut them, I think it was 30 degrees to create these angles. It's so simple. Miter saw, and not hard at all. So this is a plum. I have Toca, La Crescent, I'm sorry. And then the Shiro way over there. So I have 3 plums, 1 peach, and 5 apple trees. Oh, and two pears. So that is a brand new pear tree, and this is a brand new pear tree. And I gotta keep my, yeah, it's got some green shoots. Good. I've been watching this one because it didn't have any green on it. I put some cardboard down as a weed barrier, and the wind blew it out, so I gotta fix that. But these are lilacs, and I made lilac jelly. They're edible. Did you know that? That's a giant disaster. I'm gonna fix soon. Just so many projects, so little time. And we ripped out landscaping fabric, and this was really prickly Christmas trees that were down here. And there were the same Christmas trees. Here's what the garden looks like from this side. This big, long L shape. It's kind of cool. this was already here. We just planted into it. So this was already here. We ripped it up, and down here I want to put cornmeal, corn, Indian corn, barley, other grains, and anything else I didn't get put up here, but mostly corn and barley and grains, and maybe some, like, I can let the squashes and pumpkins go a little crazy. So that's it. This definitely needs more work. I want to do something pretty here with the hexagon planters. I want to do maybe a few kind of stuck together, build them up a little bit and make something pretty right there. Maybe do some more flowers down here. And right now I'm just trying to figure out what to plant in the new beds. I've got a lot of squash to plant, but I've also started sweet potatoes in my windowsill, like growing my slips. This will be my first time, so I think this might be a sweet potato bed, or part of it will be sweet potatoes. I've never grown sweet potatoes before. We're zone 4, Vermont, so we get negative 30s easily. Hey buddy, you having fun? Yeah, it's a giant checker piece. These are my grapes that I got today. This is Resilient, and these are all rated for negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is Concord grape, so you can eat them fresh or make jellies and jams. And I'm thinking of putting a trellis back there, but I've really got to figure that out. This is where the rams are going to go. We're going to build a ram shed. Hey. We're going to build a ram shed over here and then put fencing out up in this front yard, and it will be the boys only club. So a lot of the front yard will be used for that, but I think I'll have some space to put a grape trellis over here, and that'll be fun. This stays shaded from these trees, so I'd like to put like a swing or something, like a little bench, place to sit and hang out. And that's it. That's my garden tour. Hope you liked it. Maybe I will do some more as the fruit starts to really come in. So excited to do homemade pickles this year. Gonna be doing pressure canned green beans for the first time. Yeah.